black liquid, was evenly sprayed across the astronaut's entire body. The liquid quickly solidified, instantly, transforming into some kind of high-tech material. Armor plates were then installed at the joints, with just the addition of a helmet. A lightweight emergency spacesuit would be complete, but to astronaut Jack's horror, before the helmet could even be generated, his hibernation pod was ejected directly into space. Jack looked back to see the main ship being struck by meteorites and exploding. That's what had launched all the astronauts out into chaos. Most hibernation pods were destroyed on impact. A fortunate few, like Jack, hurtled toward a planet below, but before he could relax, the voice assistant reported that, due to the rapid descent, the pod's surface temperature had severely exceeded its maximum design tolerance. Watching hibernation pods exploding around him, Jack's momentary relief turned back to tension. Fortunately, in the next second, the pod entered the planet's atmosphere and plummeted straight toward the surface. Luckily, the hibernation pod was sturdy enough that Jack wasn't injured. Upon awakening, he immediately opened communications to contact other survivors, but received no response. At that moment, the voice assistant detected a crack beneath the pod and urged Jack to leave immediately. But just as Jack climbed out, the soil beneath the pod suddenly gave way. The ship flipped over, and Jack tumbled back in the pod, where still his suit was torn by broken glass. Oxygen from the spacesuit began rapidly leaking out. Jack frantically grabbed the nano repair gun and desperately patched the breach. He finally managed to fix the suit, but by then, the spacesuit's oxygen was down to only 40%. Jack climbed out of the hibernation pod and began to pray that the main ship had recovered from the meteorite impact, hoping someone would come to rescue him. But in the next second, a streak of fire descended from the sky. It was the main ship. Jack watched in disbelief as his newly kindled hope for survival vanished, completely with the main ship crashing in the distance. Just as Jack was despairing, several lights in the distance caught his attention. Perhaps they were distress signals from companions. Jack immediately decided to head toward them. After struggling through a storm, Jack finally reached one of the light sources. To his delight, a companion had survived here. He hurried over. The companion was also happy to see Jack. From him, Jack learned that the main ship's crash wasn't caused by meteorites, but by the company modifying the route to save fuel, causing the ship to collide with an asteroid belt. As a result, they might be the only two survivors. From the entire ship, the companion was currently installing communication equipment to contact Earth. For support, Jack thought he was finally saved. But while the communication device could be used, transmitting to Earth would take a full 8 months. By the time Earth support arrived, it would probably be 2 years later. During this period, their only hope for survival was finding intact supplies from the main ship's wreckage. Hearing this, Jack once again felt despair. But for that slim chance of survival, he still began helping his companion install the device. However, the instant he crouched down, a dark shadow swept past, rapidly taking the companion away. By the time Jack realized what had happened, there was no one around. Jack began shouting loudly for his companion, but received no response. Jack felt uneasy. At this point, the voice assistant reminded Jack that his spacesuit's oxygen level was down to only 30%. Without replenishment, he could last 4 hours at most. Without hesitation, Jack immediately sent a distress signal to Earth. Then, using the voice assistant, he selected the largest fragment of the main ship as a supply point and prepared to advance.